What is up, people? It's your boy Armand, the New Age, coming from you from the studio here for E equals MCU. I just wanted to weigh in on some information that has been released and given to us in regards to this Marvel movie schedule. Okay, y'all, let's get to it. Now, looks like just going over the old stuff of what we know we have here. We got February 12th, 2021, Shang-Chi. May 7th, 2021, we have Doctor Strange 2. We know that the Spider-Man deal was made, so now in July of 2021, we're getting Spider-Man 3. I believe that date will probably move to the holiday, closer to the holiday, around the holiday, to capitalize on the holiday. And then on November 5th, we have Thor 4, Love and Thunder. Those will be the 4 movies that we get, as well as in 2020 we get Falcon and the Winter Soldier. 2021 we get Loki and WandaVision, which will tie directly into Doctor Strange 2. We know we got the Marvel's What Ifs coming that summer, and then we will also get Hawkeye with Jeremy Renner, and as of right now, Haley Steinfeld has not signed on to that. Just a little add on to that. She has not signed on to that picture because the current TV show she's doing on Apple Plus is still running and has been renewed for season 2. So she can't commit to Hawkeye if she's going to be part of a running show. So that's the issue that they kind of have going on with getting her to play that part. Now, I don't know, I haven't heard anything about anybody else being in consideration, but as an actor, I know from her standpoint, she's also a producer on that Apple Plus show, so she has skin in the game and with that show, and you know, she wants that show to succeed. It's more beneficial for her for that show to succeed than signing on to a different property. So we'll have to see where that goes. I liked her in Bumblebee. I think she'd be great. She could possibly, play a different character as well. Maybe they get somebody else for Kate Bishop, but we'll see. Depends on what they want to do with the shooting schedule. Now, with that in mind, you're going to have in 2021 or 2022, dates haven't been confirmed yet, but you're going to get Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, and She-Hulk. Now, let's go in on that for a second before we get to these new movies. I think that Miss Marvel is going to introduce the Inhumans. Yes, the new MCU Inhumans, not that garbage that was on ABC, IMAX, whatever they want to claim, that atrocity of a show that I don't even know why it's on Disney Plus, because you really want people to forget about that if they did see it. Vin Diesel, I believe, is going to be playing Black Bolt. I think they're going to introduce the rest of the Royals, and I think that they're going to play a part in Miss Marvel, and then I believe in 2022 or 2023 they're going to spin off and get their own Disney Plus show. I think, me personally, I think Inhumans is going to end up on Disney Plus. That's just what the business tells me, kind of looking at things now. And the reason for that, I don't think you're going to have X-Men and Inhumans running at the same time in movies. So, but I have a different theory on the X-Men. I'll get to that later. Anyways, so Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, I believe will make an appearance in that because of the tie-in. I wouldn't mind seeing Quake make maybe a tie-in on that if they were going to use her from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Anybody who has followed me online or seen my comments on some of the other pages knows that I do not think that it's all connected. I think that Marvel TV was selling that it was all connected because they needed the momentum from the movies to try to capitalize on for their shows, but I don't think that was reciprocated or shown love back from Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios to Marvel TV. And understandably why. He had no control over what they were going to do with their characters. He had no say-so. So if something bombed and you tie it into Marvel Studios and Marvel TV as all in one, then it makes him look bad. And let's be honest, he's running at about a 90% approval rating on everything that he's produced. So I don't blame him on not wanting to tie himself to Marvel TV. Now, I do think that She-Hulk will come, and I do think she's probably going to premiere in the Spider-Man 3 movie. Everything that I've heard online, all the rumblings, I think she'll be introduced to Spider-Man 3 in a small capacity and then spin off into her own show. I do think that Mark Ruffalo's Hulk will show up in that show, and they got some things going on how they'll be able to infuse those stories going forward. Moon Knight, I'm hearing that's going to be tied to Blade. That's going to be a very interesting show. Very interesting. Latest rumors that the actor from The Punisher that played Jigsaw might be in consideration for Moon Knight, so you have to keep an eye out on that. But anyway, those are the Disney Plus shows that are coming in conjunction with the movies. Now, here's where it gets interesting. We have February 18th, 2022. What movie will that be? Now, I've been listening to Campia and Grace and everybody about what they think the movie is. I know that Grace thought it would be Ant-Man and the Wasp 3, but I ask you people, why would Ant-Man and the Wasp 3 come out in February when it's always come out in the summer? It's always been a late summer release in July. Now, I don't think that they're gonna do that for February 18th. I honestly think, and I've not heard anybody say this, but I honestly think it's gonna be Deadpool 3. Yes, I said it. Deadpool 3. You think about it. Ryan Reynolds just had a meeting with Marvel Studios, and it seems like they're fast tracking his movie or his ideas or whatever he wanted to do to get it into the MCU. It does not take a lot to pull off a Deadpool movie as far as the shooting schedule. They could realistically get the scripts in and start pre-production now, which I've heard they've already done, and start shooting next year. If they start shooting anytime within the next 4 or 5 months, I believe that February 18th, 2022 is going to be Deadpool 3, because that's when the original Deadpool came out and was so successful. I think that's the biggest question mark on the Marvel Studios release, and it's going to be interesting to see what they come up with and how they're going to do this, because that, I believe, will be the introduction on what they're going to do with the mutants and how they're going to handle the mutants and everything that's going forward. Now, we know May 6, 2022 is going to be Black Panther 2. And then we have the July 20th, 2022 date, which I believe Ant-Man and the Wasp 3 will be in that slot. Now, I know, I think Grace said like Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I don't think that makes sense. I don't think that, I don't think that he's going to be able to the director, of course, James Gunn, I don't think he's going to be able to turn that movie around from the end of shooting the Suicide Squad and then in a year's time be able to pump out Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Just because of all of the shooting, the press that they have to do once Suicide Squad is out, then you have to have time to actually be on set to shoot. So I don't think that's going to happen. I think that position is going to be for Ant-Man and the Wasp 3. And then October 7th, 2022 date, I do think will be Blade. I think everybody's right on that. They already have him in place. I think he'll probably appear in Moon Knight first if that comes out first. I think the tie-in will be there. And honestly, what I think is going to happen is I think they're going to make a cameo appearance in Doctor Strange 2. I think there's going to be a lot of cameos in that. There's going to be a lot of universe building in that and a lot of explaining for that. And I think that movie is going to be crazy, just like, balls out, just crazy. So that's one of the ones that I'm excited for. I'm excited for all of this stuff that's coming out. I don't know about you guys out there, but everything that they've got coming and it's about to ramp up, I'm just absolutely geeked up for. So, all right, so let's go to 2023. Now, February 17th, 2023 is an open slot. What will it be? What will it be? This one's kind of a question mark. I think that it could be Captain Marvel 2, or it could be possibly Nova or something of that ilk. They have a couple movies coming down the pipeline that you really don't know about, and with that date in February, I guess it could be a A-Force movie, but I can't see them doing a A-Force movie and then doing Captain Marvel 2 on the May 5th date for Secret Invasion, which, by the way, Black Panther 2 was Black Panther 1 was $1 billion film, so they give it the May slot. Also, Captain Marvel was $1 billion film, so you would have to think she's probably going to get that May 5th, 2023 spot. Now the question is, will they make Captain Marvel 2 a Force movie contained within Captain Marvel 2, since there's no Avengers titles coming up on this docket, or will they make the A Force movie a separate movie on its own? So that's something that remains to be seen. But here's where it gets kind of saucy, okay? You got Captain Marvel 2 could be either one of those dates, could be A Force any one of those dates. Now, you could also get Fantastic Four here in 2023. It could fall anywhere, but I think 2023 is going to be when we see Fantastic Four. There's a July 28th date where it gets tricky here is that, and I'm hearing from sources, shout out to Lords of the Long Box, that Marvel's going to try to do a deal with Sony in an extension. They're in talks now to do a Spider-Man 4, 5, and 6 with him in the college years. So if that happens, that July 28th, 2023 date could turn into Spider-Man 4, or Sony could do the July 4th thing again in 2023, and Marvel could keep July 28th, or maybe move it to like the first week of August and do Fantastic Four there. Which, when you think about it, if they're able to hold off on doing Fantastic Four till after Spider-Man, you could introduce Johnny Storm and even some elements of the Fantastic Four in Spider-Man 4. Because you have to think, after Spider-Man 3, he's going to be out of high school. Spider-Man 4 is going to start his college years. There's rumors that, Norman Osborn is going to play a part in that. I would love to see Firestar and Iceman. I know there was a rumor out there about that. I might do a video on. I would love to see them introducing even Johnny Storm and Reed Richards as a potential mentor. So that 2023 date is very interesting to see what they do. And then with the November 3rd, 2023 date, I also believe Fantastic Four could fit into that date as well, just because if you do change the July 28th to Spider-Man movie, then you would move them back to November 3rd. And you think about it, with the origin of Fantastic Four and what you're getting into there, ultimately, it's about monsters, so that actually would be a good date for them if they wanted to explore that realm, depending on how they come about and do the Fantastic Four. So that's what I think right now. I don't think we're gonna get an X-Men, and I don't think we're gonna get an Avengers movie. I do think that we will get a Young Avengers movie, but I think the Young Avengers movie or property will be on Disney Plus, and Disney Plus really is the wild card in all of this, because I have a theory I'm gonna make a video about as far as the X-Men. I know you guys might not know, but for me, the X-Men animated series was my entryway. That was my gateway into comic books, and then in later years has further fueled my love for comic book movies. So especially with Marvel, and now that the X-Men are with Marvel Studios and we can actually get an appropriate X-Men movie, I can't wait for that title. I'm hoping it doesn't have to wait till 2024, but I understand they want to let it sit for a minute, like with Fantastic Four and everything else. But I really can't wait for X-Men. I would love it if they came out in 2023 in one of those dates. But I really think that it's either going to be A Force or Nova in one of those dates, and then Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, and then Captain Marvel 2. Now here, I do have a theory on this as far as with the X-Men. I would love to see them possibly introduce the X-Men on Disney Plus, maybe do like a couple of years, 2-3 years of doing the original X-Men on Disney Plus, maybe like in 2022, and then by the time they're ready for their movie in 2024, 2025, you can do the Uncanny X-Men, and you'd have so much of their story set up and built that you wouldn't have to rush it. You know what I mean? You could do the Iceman origin, you can do the Archangel origin and set up Apocalypse and everything. You can have all of that stuff set up properly so that when you do Uncanny X-Men, you can run with the animated team of Gambit and Rogue and Storm, and then you'll still have Beast, Cyclops, and Jean Grey around, and then you can throw in Wolverine and possibly do like a Jubilee or maybe they want to do her name's escaping me right now, but Kitty Pryde. So it'll really be interesting just to see how all of this plays out over the next couple of years. Anyway, that's what my thought is. I kind of went on a tangent and rambling here, but let me know down in the comment section what you think the dates are going to be. Maybe you could change my mind on some of this stuff. You never know. So it's a new channel, E equals MCU. Make sure to like, share, subscribe if you like it, if you rock with it. Make sure to give me a thumbs up on the video, and I'll be looking out in the comments, ready to interact, ready to talk. So let's talk, people.